All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. This is Mr. Davis actually working in my backyard. So that's what you see right now. As you see, I have very tall trees back here. But for today, we're going to focus on Batgirl, who is my guest today. And I'm not sure why she's standing still. She should be fighting crime, but maybe she's social distancing and going for a little walk today. So as you see, there is a square right here. A square is made up of 4 equal sides, and she's going to take a walk around the square. When we think about going around a shape, in this case going around a square, we have to add up the length of each side. Squares have 4 equal sides, and I was intentional about using this kind of paper because we can identify how many unit squares make up each side. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this side is 5 units long. Now, if I'm interested in the perimeter, then I'm going to add up the length of each side. So if Batgirl walks around the block, if you will, it was rather quickly, but she walked 5 unit squares, 5 more, 5 more, and 5 more. So that will be 20 if we are concerned with the perimeter. But we're mainly interested in area. And I want you to understand the difference between perimeter and area. So perimeter is, again, how many unit squares around the shape she walked. But area is how many unit squares are inside of this square. So that's 1 column of 5. Two columns of 5. As you see, I have 3 more columns of 5 to do. So in total, it will be 5 columns of 5 that I'm shading in. 5 columns of 5 unit squares. So that's 5 times. So Maya, what's 5 times 5?
25.
25. So, Batgirl bit the dust and flew away. So the area of this shape is 5 times 5. But when I think about a formula, something that I can use for any sized square, it's actually going to be S squared. S stands for the side. In this particular example, the side is 5. So the area of this square is 5 squared. 5 squared means 5 times its clone, its twin, itself. So 5 times 5 is 25. The area is 25, but the perimeter would be 20. So they are different. We don't want to forget that. All right, moving on to a rectangle. So rectangle, we have a length. That's a cursive L over here. Whoops. And we have a width. We have a length and we have a width. Our formula, just to get straight to it so we know how to use it, is whatever the length is. In this case, I can identify that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit squares. So the length of this rectangle is 6, and the width of this rectangle is 3. The area I can calculate by simply multiplying the length times the width, which is 6 times 3. But if I want to prove it by actually counting how many unit squares are inside of the rectangle, I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's my proof. That's how I show you that the area, the amount of space inside of our rectangle is equal to 6 times 3, our length times our width. That's what we want to do for area of a rectangle. This is what we want to do for area of a square. So our formula for the area of a square, just to recap, S squared. So whatever the side is, you square it. However, if the shape is a rectangle, then you multiply the length, which in this case is a 6, times the width, which in that case is a 3. 6 times 3 makes 18, and we can prove it by looking at how many unit squares exist inside of the shape, which is, again, that's a definition of area. How much can you fit inside of it? That's what we want there. So a couple of practice problems for you to think about. What is, if we go down here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's that side. This side is 4. 7 times 4. Who has it? You do?
28.
28. I don't even have to go ahead and shade and everything. I simply know from up here, when I multiply these, I get my area by multiplying the length times the width. I can also get that over here, 28 square units. With this little shape right here, it's a square. We know that each side is equal, but we're concerned with area. Area is S squared. What is S? 1, 2. So this is 2. When I square 2, that's 2 times itself. That equals 4. All right, everyone. I'll be making a couple more videos, but I hope that this breaks down the difference between perimeter and area, and also how we can figure out the area of a square versus the area of a triangle. All right, everyone. Good luck and enjoy the day. It's beautiful out here.